of an employee. Zoom in a little more again. My employee class extends the person class. My person class has two class fields, uses both of those fields in the constructor, allows the setting of the favorite color, and has a toString method. My employee class, as we said, extends that person by adding an employee ID field. In the constructor for an employee, we expect all three parameters. We pass the name and color onto the superclass, which is of course our person, and we set up our employee ID. We override the toString method, and we return the employee ID. And then for this, we're going to update real fast. And I'm going to add a space, and then we're going to call the toString class, method, in our superclass, because there's no need for us to duplicate that code. We already have that information for the name and color coming out, so that'll take care of us there. To update our application, pausing there, to update our application, we're going to implement an interface, and an interface is simply a rule that specifies that a class must implement a given method. So it's kind of like using an abstract method, which we have used a little bit, where we have to implement that method in our class. But with an interface, we have a little bit more flexibility in that we can have some instances of our class that implement the interface and some that don't. Let's create an interface here. Our interface is going to require our employee and our student, if you've done that part, which I've asked you to do, to return their ID. So we're going to call this iGetID for interface. And in our interface, we're going to say that any class that implements me must create a method that returns a string called getID. And that's all we need in our interface, so that our interface is complete. So we can now implement our interface. And we want to implement our interface on our person class, because that way we can say that our employee inherits from our person class, it must implement a getID method. Our student who enhances or extends our person class must also implement a getID method. So to implement that method, we use the implements keyword, and we want to say that our person class implements iGetID. And I named that starting with an I to indicate that it's an interface. You'll see that it might be better for me to use a capital I, because that's what our book uses for interface, a capital letter. So I'll fix this a little bit. I apologize. There we go. So now we have a capital letter starting our interface name, and the method that we require to implement starts with a lowercase letter, conforming to our Java standards. Now, as soon as we put that implements keyword on our person class, our employee class becomes an error because it does not override that method getID. So let's do that. We're going to override this, and we said that this is going to be a string getID. And all we want here is to return this employee ID. It says that I'm missing. Oh. Typo night for me. There we go. So you can see how unusual your error messages might be. Just trying to help you out. Okay, so now we've got our get ID implemented. And for our employee class, it was super easy because our employee ID is already a string, so we can just return it. If you've implemented the student and you're going to practice this, then you're going to have to do a little bit more to convert that integer student ID into a string. So now we should see everything working the same. Let's go ahead and change our toString to use our new method. We might as well, right? What if we wanted to do something else with this and we wanted it to be formatted in a certain way? We'd want to execute that method to get that ID, and so then we've got ourselves set up to use our method both inside and outside of our class. So let's run this, make sure we didn't cause any trouble. Looks great, everything's the same, so no problem. Now I want to change things up a little bit, and I want to implement the comparable. The comparable interface, as you've seen in your textbook, allows us to implement a compare to method, override the system compare to method, so that we can implement some sort of sort logic into an array of our object types. So we've got some object types here. Let's do that. Let's create an array. Here, comment. Create an array of employees. So this is going to be an array of type employee, and we want to call it employees, and it's going to be equal to some new employees. And let's create a couple employees here. I'm going to create Joe again. He is Joe, and his favorite color is green. I'm going to kind of indent here and a new employee into that array. And let's see, I've already got someone to copy from. I want this person to be E4563, and we're going to sort it based on the employee ID. So it doesn't matter what you make the data, but we want to be aware to see if our sort is working or not. I'm wearing like some blue. One more employee here. Actually, two more will make it actually be able to sort. If you don't have enough data, it won't look very good, right? And after our purple, one more new employee, and this one's going to be K3231. Joe, and Joe likes yellow. Now, at the end of my array declaration, since I've got it in stream, I'm going to close my curly brace and put a semicolon to close my entire statement. So the array formatting in string looks like that. We've created an array of employee objects. So an object array. Now, in order to print out our array, I think we better create a method. So let's call out print array, and we're going to send this method our employees array. We haven't coded it yet, but we know what we're going to send it, so we'll go ahead and put this information in. We'll get rid of that extra curly brace here. Okay, so this curly brace is the end of the main, and right after that is where I want to put this new method, and it's going to be public, and because it's going to be called by our main, we're going to have to make it static, it's not going to return anything, so we can call it void. And when we're the same thing to print array, it's going to expect to read in an array of employee objects, and we can call that, we'll call it all. It's going to be all the employees, right? And in this method, we want to print each of those out. So we're going to use for each. So for an employee called item in an array called all, we want to use our awesome print line to print out that item, right? And it's an employee item. So we should see our employees' information get printed from that. Check our curly braces here. Everything looks good. Now our print array method is all happy with us. It looks good. So let's touch this. What we've done here is created an array of employees and added a method to print them out. I'm going to go ahead and comment out our earlier employee creation. You don't need that right now. And there we go. There's our array. We have Joe, Mary, Stephen, and Jill. Now, if we want to sort that array, we know that we can put in the array sort command. I'm going to put a heading here. This is for our sort. And if we wanted to sort our array, we could use Java util.arrays. And we could, of course, include that library in our header. And we can use the sort method. Now we want to sort this array of employees. And after it's sorted, we want to print out a heading. Going to be after sort. And then use our print array method that we developed to print out those employees again. So let's save everything on this table and let's run it. So now we see our original array print out, but then we crashed. And why do we crash? It says employee cannot be cast as a comparable. We said we want to sort it, and the sort in the arrays class implements the comparable interface, saying, well, I need something to compare to. How do I know how these things compare? How do I know which one is less than or greater than the other? You must implement the comparable interface in your class to get this to work. Okay, so how do we do that? Well, it's not that hard. We go to our employee class. We've already said that we extend a person. Now we're going to add that we implement the comparable interface. That means that we must have a method called compare to. So again, we see as soon as we add that implement statement, our employee class goes in error because we need to add that method. So I'm going to come down to the end of my get ID method. This is also going to be an override because I'm overriding the comparable method or interface, sorry. And I'm going to implement it as an integer return because our comparable says if what I'm comparing to is less than, return a positive value. If it's equal, return 0. If it's greater than, return a negative value. So we're going to return that integer. And we're going to be comparing objects here. Now, we're going to start out by saying this object is actually an employee. So we're going to cast it to a new instance of an employee to use in our comparison. Lots of ways we can do it, right? And then we're going to compare the employee ID of that current employee to that new employee. There we are, being passed our object. Okay, let's take a look at that. So basically we're saying use the compare to method of this string class to compare this employee ID to the last one and just return that value, right? We don't need to do anything with it because the string class is already using that compare to. We're just basically identifying that it's the employee ID field of our employee class that should be used here in this comparison to sort, right? Because we could sort by name or we could sort by color, but we're saying, for our employee class, we want the comparison to be based on employee ID. So see how simple it is for us to override that comparable interface and give us a chance to sort something by whatever field we want to sort it. So let's see how that comes out for us now. And now we see that before our sort, our IDs are out of order. After our sort, they're in alphabetical order. So in our compare to method, we can do many things. We can strip apart that alphanumeric part, the alphabetic part from the numeric part, and do some sort of combined sort. So it gives us a lot of capabilities there. That's really the main thing that we wanted to do with that. Now I want to show you a little bit more though about using Java and using the facilities that are available to us over here in our navigator window. We see that things have been expanded. We have our person, of course, now implementing that interface. We have our iGetID interface showing up over here in this area. I'm going to make sure that we've saved. There's our comparable interface that we implemented at our employee class. We didn't do that on our person class because we might want to do it a little bit differently for each time we're implemented, or we may have some classes that extend our person class that don't need to implement the comparable interface. But as I look at this navigator window, everything's great, except I keep getting this message that says, look, Java doc not found. You don't have a Java doc included in your library. Well, let's fix that. We're going to do some fast typing. Let's try it. First of all, I'm going to select all these comments up here at the top and delete them. And I'm going to type /** and press enter. Notice that inserts comments a comment block for me, and it still has the outside Renee's offer. Now this is going to be my overall interface comment. So I'm going to say something like creates an array of employees. And now let's see if we see anything with our Java doc over here. Oh look, it's got my comment there. Now I'm going to keep adding some more here for my print. Here's our main method. Let's do it. /**, enter. Oops. Control-Z, Control-Z. How about we press enter before, enter /**, enter. Now notice that in our main it shows that we have the parameter of our arguments. Let's say this is the main method. We can put some more meaningful things there. I'll leave that up to you. Now I'm going to /** our print array, print out the employee array. And notice now, as I mouse over things, I should be seeing that Java documentation. Oh, look how awesome. It's saying parameters. There's a parameter called all that is made up of an array of employees, and what it does is prints out the employee array. Whoa, we're getting so good. Now I'm going to go to my interface. Can we see that now? Yeah, we could probably put a little bit more meaningful stuff. everywhere the employee class defines an employee, and we'll put one here. The employee instructor. And notice now how it's very nicely got the parameters that are required. We mouse over here, we're going to see it, but this type of documentation is going to be in other places too. Now I'm going to keep going. Let me see, I'm not sure if I put before or after that override. Return information about the employee. Oops. ID. I think you're getting the idea. So as we go through here, creating all of our comments, we're not just creating comments, right? Implement comparable. We're actually creating our Java documentation. Just like we go online and we get Java documentation for different methods and classes, that's where this information comes from. So, person class defines a person. And finally, our last two string. Okay, so now I've got Java Doc fully implemented, and if I mouse over anything, hopefully it's going to give me a little bit of information. My computer is kind of behind, it's a little bit slow, but now I can also go up to my tools, and I can look at some Java Doc and see what I have going on. Where is it? Oh, there it is. I do my run menu. I can generate Java Doc. Now this is on my local machine. Notice it's running off my C drive, but it's created a local little web server, and it's giving me the Java documentation that, as you see, is in the exact same format as what we would see online. So we can see our name, all of our different methods, the things that we expect as parameters, and all the great, wonderful information. So creating our comments is not just helpful for us. Now, as a last step, you might want to copy this code into the CodeLens visualizer and run it so that you can see how that interface is implemented. It does a really neat job of showing you how the array is created. I'll let you do that on your own. For now,